Welcome to the SHAC. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and it's not a very nice day outside weather-wise. What better place to hang out than with a few friends and set the world to rights. Little bit of doodling. Come on in. Let's see who's here, and then we'll get started. New project today. We finished that beautiful texture strips one. We'll have a little look at it again. I actually want to finish it up and put it in my Clarity calendar, although I'm thinking that it'll probably go in my journal actually, because then I can write about what we talked about. So the journal's probably a better idea, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. Come on in. How are you? How was your weekend? Was it raining? It rained a lot down here in the south. It really did. So Paul is in the room with yourselves, and he says that the sound is good. If you have any questions, he will link anything that you are asking for. Debbie, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Myra. Come on in, Lynn. And Alan as well. There you go. And is Ken with us? I hope so. And breathe. Monday again. It's funny because January seems to have been kind of dragging a bit, don't you find? And then suddenly now it's like the 25th or something, 26th today, and it's over again. Although I felt that January was actually a lot slower. It played out in a much slower time than, say, December. December we were racing, weren't we? We were galloping. So it's quite nice. Nice to have your company. Come on in. My nails need sorting out. Honestly, my nails are such an embarrassment. It's because I craft. We crafters, especially the kind of inky painty stuff that I do, and the pottery. I mean, I'm not doing any pottery at the moment because I haven't got time, but it doesn't do your nails any good, does it? No, it does not. Christine has to listen as she's busy. I get it, Christine. I really do. Lovely walk on Saturday, snowdrops and daffodils. Yes. Yeah, we've got the snowdrops are in the garden, and I haven't seen any daffodils. They're starting, but they haven't gone yellow yet, and they haven't actually blossomed, which is great because the theme today is flowers. Yes, it's a bit grey here on the East Sussex coast. Strangely very still. Oh, well, I know that Grace has had, Paul says there's a file here somewhere. Grace has had some seriously bad, thank you, Paul, weather in New York. They've had a few inches of snow. I saw a great video of her yesterday going down a slope on a dustbin lid. She's a kid. Yeah, so she's doing well. And but it was like -8 degrees or something in New York. I know. A little bit turbulent over there in the States at the moment. Little bit. There's the quintessential English understatement, if ever I heard one. Chaos, hey? Upside down bonkers. I know. Sorry about this. I should have done this before we went live. The state of affairs in the world is pretty insane at the moment. But here in the SHAC, it's safe, happy, and creative. You know, let's just park all that just for an hour. It's not going anywhere. Believe you me, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon at all. But just for an hour, friends, let's just hang out together. Hey, don't worry about that. Worry doesn't work. There really is not a lot that we can do about that. You know, it feels to me like the unacceptable is becoming acceptable, you know, and we have our opinions, we have our thoughts, we know what we know, right? And what I do know is that when the anxiety levels start to kick in, the only thing that works for me is to craft, to get with my hands. I went to, Dave and I went to Japan House on Friday, up in Kensington High Street, London. We love it up there. It's just so zen when you walk in there. the energy in there is just beautiful, quiet, calm. Outside in the high street, chaos, cars, double-decker buses, wow, 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 wow. You go through those glass doors and it's like a bubble. It's beautiful. And there's an exhibition on at the moment of crafters. It's a craft exhibition. And they're not selling their wares. I mean, there are a few pieces for sale in the shop, but primarily it's downstairs in the gallery. And there are over 100 crafters, artisans, makers, let's call them makers, have got their work on display. But it's called Hayako, or Hayaku, the name of the exhibition. And it's more about finding beauty in everyday things, you know. It was primarily ceramics, which is my that's my cup of tea, literally. But it's bowls and plates and utilitarian things that you would use, practical, functional wear, you know, things that not that you just stare at. Although some of that glass, I don't think I'd be drinking out of them. They're so wafer thin. It was exquisite, you know, amazing. All made by hand and made by makers, made by normal artisan folk craft people, not the masters, you know. It was quite something. I'm going back, definitely. Somebody in Australia, yeah, heat wave. It doesn't sound good over there at the moment, Dawn. You know, it's cold here. It's unseasonably wet, it feels. Very stormy. -8 degrees in New York. And then you've got a serious heat wave going on in Australia, haven't you? It's always a worry there. But there you go. Just for an hour, let's doodle something. Let's get together. I've got a nice little project for us to get our teeth into, which I think you'll enjoy. It's all about new year, new life, you know. It's coming, you know, that kind of, Dave did a little bit of gardening at the weekend and he was careful, you know, there was a primrose coming up and you could see the little flowers and the shoots and the buds and it's all starting, you know. That's the cycle of life, you know. And I suppose, regardless of what's going on in the world around us, we just need to keep calm and carry on. Keep calm and make something. Yeah. So let's just have a little look at what we finished last week, because project completion. And if anybody was missing or if there's anybody new to the party, welcome. But the idea today will be that we start a new project. So I'm going to show you what we did last week and the week before, since Christmas, basically. I'm going to show you this. It's very good. I really liked it. And I've so enjoyed looking at your lovely artwork that you've been posting on Facebook on our Clarity Worldwide page. And so lovely. It always makes my heart sing when I see how you've embraced the projects that we tackle here in the SHAC, Hi, Ken. Good to have your company. Snowdrops are coming up in your garden too. Yeah, I know. It's a cycle of life, isn't it? Yeah, so what I was going to show you was, this was what we tackled for the last few weeks, isn't it? This is what we've been doing. Put a finish to it. So you can see here, just to break it down, we made a physical mask. Then it was quite good, wasn't it? And then we got that last week, we did the finishing touches and we got that lovely 3-dimensional look. So it looks like it's like laid on top of there, doesn't it? I really like it. And we made some rough edges. There's method in my madness there. I like that a lot. We could carry on, but just give me a week, okay? And then I'll show you where my plan is headed with that one, okay? I think you'll be really pleased with it. So Estepona, in between storms at the moment. Lorraine, what's going on? The world's gone bonkers, hasn't it? Hospital? Who's in hospital? Hang on a minute. Oh dear. Hospital tomorrow, Pat. Okay. Turn it round in your head. It's called living in the solution. Better to know what's going on than not know, hey? I think so. At least if you know what the problem is, you can handle it. If you don't know what the problem is, then what are you going to do? Right, good. Okay, so let's have a look at what we were doing. That's what we were doing. This is where we were headed. And I looked at this and thought, do you know, that is journal worthy. So I don't know if you remember last year, we were looking. See, look, that was the other thing that we did. We made the masks, which makes this a lot easier. Watch this space. Watch this space. We're in for a treat. So I was thinking, because I've got a journal going on, I actually brought my calendar in from home. This is on the wall at home. So I already prepped this because it's real, I'm using it. I hung on to this. This is the original. I'm going to start teeing up an acrylic paint workshop soon. This was what we did in a class with acrylic paint. So this is my January. This is my February. I set this one up so that I just took some of my favorite pieces of artwork that I've done over the years, and I've used it as a kind of a little gallery for myself, you know. And I remember when we were talking about the calendar, I said, the thing is, you've got to look at that artwork for a month, you know, because when you flip it over, there it is for a month. And I thought, I've got to really like it if it's for a month. So I'm very selective. And I left a couple of gaps as well. See, I've left a couple of gaps. But then things that I really have enjoyed doing and making, these are real original prints. I've put them, see, and then I've left a couple of gaps for later. But I'm well ahead of the game on the calendar. I really like it. When you buy these blanks, you also get you get paper inside. You get a pack of paper, I think 12 or 13 pieces. So yeah, I've already prepared January. I've been using it, and time to flip over. This is a really nice jelly plate print. I like this. Is some mark making going on. So that was my calendar. Okay, I'm sure Paul will give you. It's easy to catch up, right? Just get the blank, and then you can start your own gallery in your kitchen or in your art room. You know, to me, that's what that's all about. And also, I've been using it for jogging my memory as to what I'm doing, what designs are coming up, what's on the agenda, you know, what's on the clarity design agenda. Because we do work ahead of ourselves, we have to, don't we? You know, we make it all here in house. So we don't only think of the idea, design the idea, turn the idea into a product, we design the packaging, we do all the promotion. It's a lot for a little team, you know. And this is what you and I did in the SHAC up to today. And I was thinking in my journal, so I'd already done a really nice January one, because I particularly like this kind of, I just wanted to have a title page. Art is what you make it. And I did that kind of strip, cut it out, twist it, strip and twist. Strip and twist, I tell you. Sam Crow's eyes will water if she hears me say that. This is a kind of a Sam Crow idea of cutting a piece and then twisting it. And then I just added the strip and twist. I know, Sam. Hello. Right, and then this one, I think I'm going to finish it, but I really like, and I like the white. I like the white space. I think I don't have to do anything. I think if I stick that there like that, then I can, how ironic is this? Look what it says at the bottom. Keep calm and carry on crafting. And what did I say when we got together first thing this morning? keep calm and carry on. Keep calm and carry on crafting. Keep calm and make something. I've been saying that to myself as the news has been. You almost can't avoid it. There's a fine line between ignoring the news. You know, you want to be informed. You know, you do want to be informed, but then again, you know, there's a danger that you'll get sucked in and frightened, you know. And so that's why all weekend I've been saying to myself, keep calm and make something. Keep calm and carry on. Keep calm. And I find just in verbalizing that, keep calm, it helps immensely, you know. It does help me anyway. So there you go. That's what we did the last couple of weeks. This is what we've been working on. See, and then you've got all these lovely blank pages. And you know, what we make or doodle in the shack be fantastic in here. That particularly. And then the little people with the balloons. That's a cool one too. But this is the one that I'm going for. I like that. And I'm just going to stick that in on my 7x7. I'm not even going to trim it, put anything else on it. It's just that. That is it. That is what I did, and that is what I've got. There you go. So if you're interested in treating yourself to two books like this, the calendar and the journal, I think even though we're already mid-flow through January, we're coming into February, that's not a problem. Because to me, they're useful. Obviously, the journal is a gallery, but so's the calendar. It's a really great way to put your artwork. If you're like me, you don't put your artwork behind glass as a rule. You keep it in a drawer or you send it to someone, right? So this is a great way for your smaller makes to actually have a rolling gallery. And at the end of the year, you can either keep what's on the bottom, because it's a good it's like a little diary really, or you can chop it off and then you've got a fabulous little gallery, little page by page. You can just go again, roll again if you really like it, add it to the next one. Anyway, I think it's great. And that's a little memory jogger of what we did. And now we're going to crack on with something new. Okay. So come on in and let's have a look. And don't let me forget to tell you what's coming up the rest of the week. But I think we get started on a new project. So I've been busy. And this is a little bit of a lastminute.com. I had the idea, but I ran out of time to actually do the job. Okay, so we're going to doodle it together. I had a quick play before we went live. That's okay. You know, thing about the SHAC is that I feel safe in the shack. And if I feel safe, and I'm the only one that's public, I hope you feel safe too, you know. And I don't feel I'm being judged. And if I am, well, I don't feel that I'm being judged. You know, I've got nothing to prove. I'm just a bus driver, remember? All I want to do is open the door every morning on a Monday at 10 o'clock so that you can all get together in a safe, happy and creative place, hang out, I'll give you a little idea and then you run with it. And next week we get together and we'll add a little bit to that idea. This one's great, right? But it's like all ideas. And unless you turn them form, that's what they end up staying. They're just ideas. So what we're going to do, I'll tell you my idea and then we'll give it form, okay? So I thought, let's make a bouquet of flowers, which sounds really cheesy, but there's a little twist at the end, which you will absolutely love. It will give you joy, okay? So first thing we need, you don't need much to do this. You need a pencil. You can work off a bit of copy paper. If you haven't got any tracing paper, I'm going to work on tracing paper. If you haven't got any, look, you can buy some from us. It's a really good stuff. Or you can use, just don't be playing the, oh, I haven't got any, so I can't do it. Okay. Use a bit of copy paper and a pencil. And you need a rubber. You need a rubber. We've got those rubber pencils to get into the fine. I've just got this, that'll do. An eraser, okay? How is everybody? Let me just check. Oh, loads of people. Lovely to have your company. Let me just scroll right back. Who we got? Lee and Tilly, Jackie. Yeah, there you go. All good. Right, so let me just get my head around this. I'll show you what I've done. And then I think it's a good idea when you get on the bus that you look at the front and you know where you're headed. Isn't it? So this is what we're doing. And then forgive the roughness of this, but there's a lot going on here at Clarity and in my little world. You know, I'm juggling a lot of things, but I thought this would be good. That I'll show you. First of all, let's see if you can see what we're up to. Right, so we've got a bit of copy, we've got a bit of tracing paper. This is what I've done. Got a bit of tracing paper, and I've drawn, you know, the wrap, just the paper wrap that you put your hand around, right? It's easy, isn't it? Look, we'll work that out. We'll scribble that. It's a moving feast. And then what we're going to do, so that's on one side of the, let's say, on one side of the tracing paper. And then when you flip it over, look, you put the flowers in. Yeah, so you've got, it got a bit busy. It's coming a bit closer so you can see it. There you are. Get it? So there's loads of flowers in there. And I know it's a bit of a scribble, but it just gives you the direction that we're going in, okay? Because I was thinking, oh, you could do bows, you could do all sorts, but let's do this. Then I thought, oh, that's quite big, isn't it, for a card? Then I did a smaller one, and I did like little flowers, and then I ran out of time because then I had to go live. But you can see it's the same thing. See, there's the wrap like that, yeah? And there are the flowers. That one, I did it all on one level, I think. There, I did it all on one level. That one, I left that one open because I wasn't sure where I was going. I think that it's a good idea. You could go 6 of one and it's 6 1 half dozen of the other. You can either do the flowers and then wrap it, or you can do the wrap and then put the flowers in. I'm going to go with this one to start with. Okay, so we'll do the wrap. It's a paper wrap. So, you know, if you think about it, it's wrapped like that, and there's always a kind of a V, isn't there? Like for a handheld. Do you know what I mean? So let's do that, and then we can always do loads of them, you see. You could take a couple of bits of copy paper, and you could do, I'll put a bit of peachy paper underneath so you see it better. So you could, I would say, ich schlage vor, right, that we do, maybe we'll do one like that, and then we'll put the flowers in. Then we'll do another one on another piece, so we keep them separate. And then that way you've got the wrap separate to the flowers. So if you don't like the flowers, you've still got the wrap. Or if you like the flowers but you don't like that, it's interchangeable. Good idea? I say so. You know, we could even take a piece of paper and really physically create the illusion of a wrap, couldn't we? You know, you could take like one of our lovely bow papers, and you could actually literally physically make a wrap. That'd be quite cool too. Like fold it all up, crunch it all up. But today we're drawing it because we're in the shack, we're going to doodle. Okay? And Paul says he's posted the links for the calendar and journal. It's not too late to join the gallery party. When I was at Japan House, it was really the beauty in everyday things. We need to explore that a bit more. It was a real eye-opener, you know. But we'll talk about that when we get going. Right, so here we go. We've got that. Now, we don't want to, let's not make it too big. If we get too big, then the bouquet is going to be huge. So let's say, I'm just going to get a ruler for your benefit. and mine. Let's just take a ruler and then we can see what kind of size. So the one I drew before, it was about, let's have a look. I mean, it's the flowers that made it big, to be honest. Look, this is just as big as that, but it's half the size. So, but just to give you a rough indication of, see, it's only about, look, that's only about 1 inch from there to there, maybe 2 inches from top to bottom. Okay. Don't overthink it. Just draw it. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a little, well, let's have a look. Maybe it's best if I don't look at that. If I just come down there like so, this is the wrap, right? And that's going to come round the corner, and that's coming in like so. Let's do a little bit of that kind of, right? And then it's going to come through the bottom. We're going to wrap it. So you've got that. Then this is kind of coming round like this, isn't it? So that's coming up like so. Maybe the paper's wrapped over like that. Okay, so that's inside, that's coming around the front. Then that comes in like so, that comes in like that. And then you've got a bit of tatty paper there. And then yeah. So now you've got your basis. Let me just come in a bit closer so you can see it better. Right, so you've got a basis there, haven't you? Then once you've got that wrap idea, you can go in again. So let's try again. I'm going to improve on this. I'm not that keen on this. Let's have a look. So that's going to come up like that. And then it's got a bit of wrapping, like so. We're going to come in a bit more. It's got a bit more paper effect. There you go. So now it's got a bit more of that feel. Yeah? So you've got, because it is a wrap, isn't it? It's paper. It's not. Right, and then that's going to come around like that. Let's have a look. That comes up like so. There. And then that will come in. And that will probably have a little bit of a crinkle in it as well. Look. See? Now that looks a bit choppy. Take that out. I don't like that so much. Right, maybe that's a bit smoother on that side. Right, we've already got a bit of like that. And then we can bring up the, there you go. So now you've got your actual string. Okay, do a bit of that. And then you've got the paper coming through this way, haven't you? So you've got a bit of paper there like that. Nice. Get rid of that. Sorted. So in the top end, if the flowers come over the top, I'll show you. You can always bring the flowers in here, like there might be a flower here, right? Little ones here, like that. Well, when you draw it together, then you obviously you start there and you just bring it in. But that's what I'll do eventually, is I'll bring the wrap in around on this front, on this side, you see? But I've got my idea ready to go there. So I think that's quite good. That's quite a good one. There you go. So we've got my wrap, quite tight. I quite like that one. And that'll do. How about you? Right, then you've got that bit of that. Now, how tall do I want to make my bouquet? So at this point, what, am I going too fast? Every time Barb says wrap, I get hungry. I'm on a diet. I've put on a stone. A stone. I know. Christmas does that to you. Well, Christmas and winter. I think we hibernate, don't we? We do. It's all right. We don't go out so much, don't walk so much. The weather's not as nice. It's not conducive to long hikes. Hello from Poland. Well, hello, Anna from Poland. Welcome. Is anybody here in the shack that has never been in the shack before? Hands up if anybody's here. Anna, it's good to have your company. Who's never been in the shack before? A one-track stomach. You are funny. Right. Paul, maybe you could just see if anybody's new to the party, because they'll be wondering what this mad old bird is talking about. Right, so what we're going to do, we'll take that piece of tracing paper. We won't use that for now. We'll take our tracing paper. There we go. Hang on a minute. Oi, that's a little bit uncomfortable. There we are. And I'll pan out a little bit, like so you can see what I'm doing. Right, I know it doesn't look like much yet. Rome wasn't built in a day. Right, so now you can see it better. So what we're going to do, though, so that I don't draw on this side, I'm going to fold this over. It's got to be worth having a one piece of tracing paper per wrap and per bunch of flowers. And then what you can do several of them. You could do one with different flowers. Now you're thinking, see, and now you're thinking, okay, if I made this card for my mum, if I made this card for my sister or my best friend, etc., right? Or my wife, or my husband, or my partner, okay? Then you can, and being unwell is a good diet. The only time I've ever had a dream figure was when I was really unwell. Anyway, I just caught that as it was flying through. What I was going to say is, if you think about who you're sending the card or the artwork to, okay, then you can tailor the flowers to suit the person, can't you? If you know that particular person loves roses, or doesn't love roses, or is allergic to lilies, you know, you can tailor the flowers, can't you? Yeah, I like that. We're going to keep it simple. I'm basing it on construction and a really lovely little twist at the end. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's keep going. So now I've got my wrap there, that'll do. And I've got and I want to go with flowers. I'm going to make it that tall. So about the same again. I think this one, I got a little bit carried away. Okay, it's nice, but I want to this is more my pace. This is a little bit too short. This is more like a posy. This is a full-blown golden wedding anniversary, take out a second mortgage kind of bouquet. This is going to be somewhere in between. Okay, so I'm going to take it to there. That's all I need to tell myself. Then what I'll do is I'll put some flowers in. I'll just start. And you could practice your flowers on a bit of scrap first if you want. Yeah. What sort of flowers? I'm going for general, just general. It's a flower bunch. Yeah. So I'm just going to go for this kind of shape. Let me show you. I'm just doing that. Okay. And then if it's from the side, I'm going to do that. And maybe I'll do that. So they're like little clouds, little boxes. And if you want, you can make it more petally, right? By going 1, 2, 3, like so. Is that any good? Keep it simple. I think it's easier. There you go. It's easier to do this kind of thing. And then, like if you want, like that. Okay. Because then when you've done that, let me show you, you can take that one and now I can go from there to there, I can go like that. Well, now I've made a kind of a cup and I can make a little lip over it, see, like that. Or this one I can do head on, or I can make see, if I make it too bobbly, then that doesn't work so well. Do you get what I mean? Whereas if you say you do that, like that, then I can take this side and I can come round there and I can make that into so now this is the flower. Look, I'll show you. And that's the inside of the flower there, do you see? So this one, for example, I can bring this round like so, and then I can bring that's the flower there like that. So now this becomes, do you get what I mean? This one here, I can just make the flower, that's the front side, and then these could be so it looks like that. Do you get it? And put a little base on there. I mean, these are a bit cheesy. They're not very good, but you get where I'm coming from. So the easier, the less of this you do, the easier it will be to add a little bit of depth to the flower like that, right? Like so. As soon as you start putting all the petals in like that, it's a front on, isn't it? You can't, it's not easy to make that into the side. Get it? So let's stick to round like that and different shapes like that without all you can always add that afterwards. Got it? Okay. This is my thinking anyway. Right. Let's start up here. Let's do a couple smaller at the top, I think, and larger down the bottom. So I'm just going to make one like that. I'm going to put a large one down here, like that. Let's do 5. 5's a good number of these. Right, so we're just making like circles like this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think this would be good. Don't forget, you've got to leave a little bit of space for your leaves as well, haven't you? Okay. Right, so we've got our rough idea for flowers. We can always add them, can't we? Let's have a look. So then what I can do is I can say, right, I want to take this one here. Let's just do this. And I'm going to come round like so. There you go. That's one. Then this one, I'll just put that one right at the front. It's one of those. Then this one here, I'm going to bring that's round. So that's at the side. You get it? This one here, I think I'm going to bring a lip round like so. This one, I think I'll do a front one like that. There, and I can see that this one wants to be the centres there like that. That one's the centre in there. Pop the centres in and then you'll suddenly see this one here's a little tiny, don't know what it wants to be yet. There you go. So now we've got some flowers. Right, now let's put some leaves in. So if I put this stalk in here, it's going to come down like that and it's going there. So that's the first one. Let's follow it through. That goes to there, and it comes to there, doesn't it? And I don't know. Do I want to put leaves on that one? These are kind of maybe nice little leaves like that. And they go behind that flower. Don't forget you've got the wrap there as well. I'm going to put more flowers in here. There's another flower there. I think I might add don't worry about the stalks yet. Let's get another flower in that one there. I'm going to pop another flower in there, like that, and there. I'm going to pad it out at the front like they do in the... And then, let's have a look. Then we're going to pop some more little flowers. I think I'm going to put a little bit of gypsophila in here, there, like so. Then we're going to put some... Right, here we go. Let's get some stalks going, stems. That's it. And they come through here like so. Yeah, this works, doesn't it? Let's put those centres in. Let's get those centres. This is starting to come together now. Right, we want some leaves as well. Proper leaves now, I think. Bit of foliage. They always pad out the bouquets with some foliage, don't they? Leaves on their own as well. Look, we can put a lovely, get some flower, nice greenery going, like that. That's going to come through here as well. Yeah, stalky stuff. Okay, so we can always change this, but what's important is that if this is like so, then that has to stop there. Do you see? This overrides the wrap. How are we doing? Is it working? Let's have a look. I think this one, I'm going to pop that. That one's got a lip like that. So we're looking at it from the side. That's better. Yeah, I like these. They're like, I don't know what sort of flowers they are, but they make a nice bouquet, don't they? There, see? So you've got that kind of edge. And then once you've done this, if you wanted to get a little bit like frilly around the top of the flowers and that, you can. But you've got to get your flowers in first, haven't you? There, that's quite nice. There's one there. All right, this is looking quite good, you know. And these little ones, these little gyppy ones, gypsophila, baby's breath, I think they call this, don't they? So you could do quite a lot of little ones like that there. Just round the back now to pad it out a bit. Okay. They're nice. Get like spray of them, don't you? All on one stem like that. That looks quite good. And we could put a little bit of that here as well. Like where you've got more than one there like that. So they're like little tiny flowers all on one. It's a good filler, said the florist. Yeah. Now there's another thing that looks really nice is bear grass, it's called, which is like this long, just long, grass that just come down like, let's just do a bit of bare grass. Down it comes like that, through there, and then out the other side. So it's just a bit of grass, really. You know what I mean. They put it in the flower arrangements, don't they? It's just really thin, and it kind of bends over a bit. So you can make nice. There you go. 3. Oh, it's lucky numbers 3. I've gone a bit taller than I anticipated. There's my marker. That's okay. Bare grass doesn't count. There we are. So I'm quite happy with my... Now, let me just differentiate the leaves. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to make the leaves have veins like that, so I can see that it's a leaf. Otherwise, it's getting quite busy, this, isn't it? Right, it's looking good, though. Right, break time, cup of tea. How's it going? Got to stretch your neck. You have. Good. So we've got a nice bouquet going. I like doing things like this. I'll tell you what, one thing's 100% for sure. Anybody that's joining in, okay, anybody that's joining in won't be thinking about anything else other than this, or about the banter. And I guess that's really what this is all about, you know, just keeping each other company. Let's have a look. They look like little spaceships. Spaceships on stalks. Right, so now, you see, so you've got your construction. See, and then if you want, if you hold your pencil straight like that, now you could put a little bit of a frill on, fritillary, you know. Let's have a look. So this one, it looks like a spaceship now. Let's say that, Pat. Okay, now you could go and put a little tiny, all the way around. You see, not too much, just a little bit of a wiggle, and then you'll find that your flowers look a little less like spaceships and a little more like blooms. That'll do. A couple more leaves in the background. There you go. So you've got your wrap, you've got that. And now what we're going to do is, now I've done that, I'm going to put my wrap in, but you see I've got to see where it's going. There. Now I've got my flower there. So I'm going to make sure that the wrap doesn't cut across the flowers. That'll be nice, like so. And we've got the wrappy, the string. There's a florist in Tunbridge Wells. I mean, it's not cheap, but she just has the most beautiful bouquet scents, you know. I always go in there and I always find something just perfect for the recipient, you know. And it's not the cheapest florist in Britain, that's for certain, but delightful stuff, you know, and also things that last ages. Like I bought an arrangement there months ago, and there was a huge hydrangea. You know, the great big hydrangea. It was a blue, that beautiful tealy blue and turquoise hydrangea, and I must have caught it at the right time, but it just dried perfectly, and I've still got it in one of my own vases, dry, no water in it, and it just stands. It's just and I'm not usually a dried flower person, but it looks so beautiful. It's just perfect, and it's just from this florist. Every now and again, you catch a flower and it just dries, you know, like pristine, and it looks so lovely. Maybe if I do the SHAC from home sometime, I'll show it to you. But it's literally, you know, they're quite thick stalks, aren't they? It's a great big head, and it's in one of those tall pencil things that I make. Looks nice. Yeah, it's the little things. This is what that Japanese exhibition was about. It's about having that real admiration for everyday things, for simple things. And the makers that are exhibiting, they're just they're crafters. They're not the masters. They're definitely masters of their craft. Don't misunderstand me. But they're not famous. They're not. And the whole idea of this this exhibition is finding a really stronger appreciation of everyday tools and the relationship between the maker and the beauty of the utensil, whether it be a wooden spoon or a plate or a bowl, you know. And I'm sure you know what I mean. I've got things like wooden spoons is a perfect example. You could go to the department store, to the supermarket, and you can buy a pack of 5 wooden spoons for cooking, and you know what, a fiver, a tenner tops, you know, and they do the job, but there's nothing you don't have a relationship with them. They don't turn you on, do they? You know, they're just wooden spoons. And over a period of time, the wood isn't great material and it starts to splinter a little bit. And you think, is it moldy? Is it hygienic? Isn't it? And then there are wooden spoons. I've got them where I've gone to a craft fair and there'll be a spoon maker, a spoon whittler, and they make these exquisite, beautiful spoons and you see them whittling away, right? And I remember trying to whittle a spoon at Glastonbury, not the easiest job in the world. And they charge 15, 20, 25 pounds for a spoon, you know. And I've got a lot of respect for those crafters, those masters of their art, and I support that. And so I've got several of those kind of spoons over the years, and there's the clue. Over the years, you collect them, and they don't go splintery. They're as beautiful now as they were 10 years ago when I bought them, and 8 years ago, and 7 years ago, and 4 years ago. And so my collection of cooking spoons has slowly improved in quality and beauty. And I know when I'm cooking, I rummage through the pot of cooking spoons and I look for particular ones that have got a lovely thin edge or a particularly beautiful handle, or they're lovely and smooth, or they do the job. They do the job better and they give me pleasure or joy. And that, I suppose, if I had to define the exhibition, that's it. It's finding the joy in those handmade things rather than just utilitarian. Yeah, I need a spoon, I buy a spoon. I need a cup, I buy a cup. I need a plate, I buy a plate. It's a considered, and it's all about the relationship between you, the user, and the teapot, the bowl, and the beauty of the things, the beauty of the utensils, the functional wear. You know, there's a whole school of thought that if you use beautiful things, it makes you feel uplifted. It gives you joy. I totally agree with that. You know, and there is a price attached to this, of course there is. But say, for example, you can buy cups, mugs, and you could buy loads of them, and they're cheap, and they chip, and they crack. Or you can buy bone china, or you can buy a beautiful handmade. And I don't know whether it's because we treat it with more respect or more deference. Do you get what I mean? It's like, I know I bought a teapot years ago, beautiful Danish design, spectacular design, just beautiful. And I have it on display. It doesn't go in the cupboard, it's on the shelf because it gives me pleasure just to look at it. And then when you use it, which isn't every day, although you could, right? But when we decide to use it, which is at least once a week, it's like this it becomes like a ceremony. It's like, okay, we're using loose leaf tea. We're not using tea bags. We're going down the traditional tea making route, you know, and using that beautiful teapot. It's got like a metal case to keep the tea, to keep the tea warm. So it's just exquisite. And it was a lot of money. I remember at the time thinking, that's a lot of money for a teapot, Barbara. But it's paid for itself many, many times over now, you know, and it's made other teapots completely redundant. You get me? And so I guess I'm this kind of minimalist Japanese approach where they revere the teapot, the cup, the bowl. You know, I'm definitely moving into that realm, you know, that less is more. And I remember William Morris once said, have nothing in your home that isn't very useful or gives you pleasure or something like that. If it gives you joy and it's useful, keep it. If it doesn't, don't. And I think, yeah, I'll go with that. I love that idea. I have some of my mum's kitchen utensils, the spoon she used. Yeah, exactly. The relationship we have, Sonia. You know, I've got bowls from my German Oma. They're like, my mum gave them, my Oma gave them to my mum, and my mum's already given them to me. And to ask me if they ever go in the dishwasher, hell no. No. You just know that's not a dishwasher. And not because it's not dishwasher safe, but you just want to preserve it a little bit longer, don't you? Yeah. The knife blade is warm, but they mean a lot. And that's exactly right. And that relationship that you have with bowls, or I remember when, like this Christmas, Mark was home and he always gets himself granola or, you know, for breakfast before he goes on a run. And we've got a great big collection of different bowls, some handmade. Well, so most of them are, you know, nice, don't get me wrong, Rosenthal and nice things. But he always reaches for the little row of ones that I made, the grogged porcelain ones that Mum's made. And I see him every morning. He always had, and I could see that he was enjoying the feel of the bowl and the fact that his mum had made it. And there are loads of other bigger bowls and better bowls, probably better as in constructed, but he always went for the ones that I've made. Isn't that lovely? Right. So we've got our bouquet. We could do loads more to this, couldn't we? And we will. But now let's have a look what else we can add to this. Okay, so if I take that away like that, so I've got my bouquet now. Yeah. So let's see what I could do if maybe I'll shorten this a little bit. Don't want them so long. Yeah, let's keep that shorter. That's better. So now we've got the stalks. They're definitely there, but not as long. Now I wonder if, let's see if I could, I'm going to try and let's see if we could do this. How about this? If I I'm going to try this on another bit of paper. I'm going to put it on another bit of tracing paper, just because I want to make sure that it's right before I do it. Right, because I haven't done this yet. This is in my head. This is in my head. I haven't actually done this yet. But it'd be lovely, you wait. Easy as well. Just because it's good, it doesn't mean it has to be difficult. Now let's have a look. If I were to put a little person, let's see, how big do we want her to be? I know it would be ridiculous, but let's see. if she were that, if that were her head, and these are her arms, let's put her arms around there. And then she's got a little, if we did our little triangle people, let's have a look. So let's just put a little, let's just try it, right? Can always move her over a bit, see? That's the magic of putting her on a spare piece, so we can see now. So if that's her, and then we could put her little legs, let's see, if we do the little feet like that, and we could put another leg. What do I want to do? Like that. Oh, look. So we've got her feet like that, and her head like that, and her arms around there. Oh, look. Oh, no. Look, so you get her arms around there, get her little hands, like so. So then she's got her little, and she's got a little bit of a, and her head's going to be leaning on there like that. See? Oh, I knew it would work. I blooming knew it would work. Look, you could give her a little dress, put little spots on her. Oh, look, Barbara. There you go. And she's got her arms round there. Now, you could bring it down a little bit. Let's get rid of that bit there. Oh, look. Oh, Barbara. So now, right, okay. I need her now. Where's that one? Oh, looky, looky, looky. So look. So now she's going to be, I don't even need to make her arms that long on this one. So then you take that like so. Oh, look. Oh, Barbara, that's so cool. Like that. And then she's got her arms around there. There you go. And then you can make her like that. I like her legs like that though. So she's kind of, and then you could give her some hair as well. There you go. There you go. There you go. So now, right, in order to transfer that, that's the magic of having a bit of tracing. Look. So now we can see exactly how we're going to put her. Now tell me this isn't great. Like that. So now we can put her arm round there. So give her a little sleeve as well, Craig. Like that. There you go. Other arm round the back. Head there. Hair. Body. Skirt. Legs. Feet. I told you this would be a good one. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, and there's her arms round there. She's got a little thing. Now tell me that's not cool. Hey? I love that. I thought it'd work because we've been, you know, when we did the balloons, and I've had this in my mind because I just think, yeah, little triangle people, you know, easy to draw, really pack a punch. So now imagine, you know, that product of the month, that lovely writing. Okay, so here's your card. We haven't finished it yet. We've got to finish it, but we could do that next week. All right, so now we've got a little bit of that. We can finesse this. We can make this better. This looks a bit ropey, so we can change that a little bit, right? So that then maybe there's another flower there. Break that up. That's better. See? That's it. Got all that. Got the little girl. She's got the bunch. And then here it says, like one of those fabulous messages that says, happy birthday, or I love you, or just for you. That would be brilliant. Just for you. You know? There you go. Now tell me that didn't just make your morning. Hey? Isn't that lovely? There you go. I look forward to seeing all your wonderful work. I do, because I know you're going to run with that. Take a screen grab. would make a lovely birthday card, you know. So what we'll do is next Monday, because it's 11 o'clock, and I've got to quickly, before you shoot off, I'll tell you what we're doing this week, because we've got a busy week ahead. And on this afternoon, got a smashing little set of stamps and papers, like really, really good price as well. So let's have a look what we've got going on this week. This is my job. I've got to do it. What's on this week? Right, Monday, SHAC with Barbara. Nailed that one. Love that. 2 p.m. It's Paul and myself. And we've got this brand new, really lovely little set of stamps. Bijou background. You know those little bijou background ones that most of you have got, the smooth ones. This one's got a fantastic texture in it. Really cool. Leafy ones. Then tomorrow, Groovy Tuesday with Louise. And then this is a groovy day, isn't it? Pardon me. Then Wednesday, Paul's at Hobby Maker, 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So he'll be up there. That'll be groovy. Friday. Okay, so Friday, we're launching, because it's the 30th of January. So it's the last day before, it's like the 31st of January, and then we're into February. So Friday, we're going to launch, we'll say goodbye to January's product of the month, and we'll wave hello to February's product of the month. We've got a fantastic basket points trick again, which you really enjoyed this month, and so we said, well, we're going to roll that dice again. So we'll play with the new and the old, because they combine beautifully too. And I've got so many ideas. I've been up half the night thinking about this new set and what I'm going to show you, because it's so cool. So that's Friday. And then on Sunday, 2 to 4, it's the first, the biggest and the best show of the month. And it will be 2 to 4 from here on YouTube. Why don't you subscribe? And then we'll notify you when we go live, and you know exactly where to find us, okay? So that'll be on Sunday. And we've got a fabulous new set. Jazz and I have been working on this for a while now. I think you'll really love it. So yeah, so that's Sunday. Friday, new February product of the month. Gotta be seen. And you'll particularly enjoy it if you're shackers. So there you go. Safe, happy and creative. I think we had a good hour, didn't we? Paul, thank you for your help. I don't think I've forgotten anything. She says, clean sweep. No, it was great to have your company. I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of love, and I'll see you at 2 o'clock. Bye-bye now.